Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. I'm delighted to be joined today by Joaquin from Telefonica Global Solutions. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me.
So Joaquin, why is LTE important right now for the market?
The use of the mobile data have increased significantly in the recent years, and this trend will continue in the near future due to the rapid market penetration of the intelligent devices that generates a huge amount of data in the network. With this in mind, worldwide mobile operators are evolving their network to support LTE technology in order to meet the needs of the increasingly demanding customers to support high-speed internet connectivity, which enriches the user's experience. In addition, as the world becomes more interconnected, the needs for individuals and business to travel increase. Business roamers will represent a large proportion of the huge roaming revenues. This is a big opportunity to mobile operators that are closely following the decisions of the European Union regarding price regulation. The so-called Euro tariff will suppose an increasing data use when abroad.
Perhaps you can tell us about what role Telefonica is playing in LTE right now.
Our first trial of the LTE diameter service was during the Mobile World Congress 2014, where attending customers were able for the first time to replicate the 4G quality of service as in their origin countries. We opened up our LTE network to a selected group of operators and technological partners. Delegates from those operators were able to enjoy of the high data speed connectivity simultaneously and without no interruption. 3,600 roaming-in users were registered in Telefonica Spain network, reaching download rate of 65 megabytes.
And I can understand why you'd launch something like that at Mobile World Congress. So how did you build on those trials?
After the success and the insights of the Mobile World Congress, we have been working hard in order to advance the service. We represent a leading role managing the customer experience quality of the individuals attending the World Cup in Brazil. During the event, Telefonica International IPX network recorded an increase in the IPX traffic of 63%.
And since the trials, what's happened?
We have continued to integrate new customers into our service, and at the same time, we are currently working in increasing the number of interconnection agreements with off-net operators.
Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about how LTE is going to benefit your wholesale customers as well as benefit the market as a whole.
The LTE diameter service provides a powerful solution that gives the operators the ability to enhance the subscribers' data roaming experience. This is done through a robust solution built over Telefonica Global Solutions IPX network with full consideration of redundancy, geographical diversity, reliability, and scalability. The service helps operators rapidly launch LTE service without the worry of interoperability issues and reducing the costs and the resources required to set up and maintain multiple connections. The most important benefits is that the high-speed data connectivity for the customers that are in roaming in LTE networks. This is very important for the service. At the same time, it's important to have many points of presence all around the world in order to help this connectivity between the carriers. And finally, but not less important, we have to take into account that our service is based on our IPX network, and that helps very much when one of our customers want to open an LTE roaming agreement, because the only thing that we have to do is to open a logical route VLAN and to sign an addendum to the actual contract of the IPX service.
So in your role, I mean, there must be a lot of competition out there for LTE. So Telefonica is seen as a pioneer in this area. What makes you really stand out from the rest of the competition?
Our main objective is to stay at the forefront of the technological developments in the mobile space and maintaining our marketing position of leadership in the market. The natural role of Telefonica Global Solutions as a carrier of Telefonica Group is to manage the interoperability of our networks in order to ensure we can support new technologies and next generation services. Our greatest strength is that we have defined global routes. This is very helpful for many other services, but especially for LTE service. At the same time, The most important advantage of our service, if we compare with the competitors, is that we have a huge amount of point of presence all around the world. This is very important for us in order to offer our customers the best connectivity conditions and to ensure carriers that they can launch LTE service with globally capillarity. The integration with our IPX service, I think, is one of the most important benefits for our customers. We have signed many peerings and interconnection agreements with different carriers all around the world, and at the same time we are still signing contracts with many customers worldwide. And we are actually managing many interconnection agreements with important operators groups all around the world and many others important LTE carriers. Other important thing is our worry about the customer satisfaction. In everything we do, the customer is in the center, and this is very helpful when we have to offer to our customers a quality service.
You mentioned the customers. What's Telefonica doing to make it easier for the customers to work with you guys?
Thanks to our connection of our IPX service, each time that we have to open an LTE roaming coverage is very easier for us, because the only thing we need to do is to open a logical route VLAN in the technical point of view and to sign an addendum to the just signed agreement in the contractual point of view.
What do you think is the biggest challenge then because obviously you've got a massive network, what are the challenges for connecting?
The most important challenge for our company is to still keeping the customer in the center of everything we do. It's very important to add the quality of the service, and we are working harder in one side to have a high quality service, and on the other hand to still working in our coverage. It's very important, the agreements with the off-net operator at the same time that we extend our coverage to new customers.
You talk about keeping the customers central to your business. How do you really assure that quality of service, and how do you deliver what you promise?
What we do is a very easy thing when we are talking about product and service development. Our approach has always been a continuous learning cycle. Test, learn, improve, retest, and continuously develop. The customer must be in the center of everything we do, and thanks to that we can define different kind of technologies in order to define different metrics that can help to feed the service improvement and continue learning cycle.
Makes a lot of sense. And you've talked about obviously having a big global network, which I'm sure everyone knows about. But are there any particular markets that you're stronger in with LTE, the Americas or Europe, for example?
We have 100 of points of presence all around the world, and that makes strong our service because we are based on our IPX service at the same time. But we are closely focused on the Americas because we have a clear competitive advantage in this area.
And how do you see the market developing?
From my point of view, the next step of LTE is going to be to offer real voice over LTE technology. That voice calls that we nowadays know one day will disappear. And the customers will and the operators will evolve their network to 4.5G and 5G, which is able to offer even higher data transmission rates. At the same time, in the near future, the technology will improve in order to support billions of mobile devices working simultaneously and with any service interruption, and what is most important, reducing energy consumption. I think in the future, mobile network is going to be a fundamental element in order to advance in the communications environments.
That was certainly very interesting, and with all these mobile devices, it's definitely something we should keep track of. So thank you again for joining us today on CapacityTV.
Thank you very much for inviting us.